Hello, everyone. Welcome back for some more Fate Extra CCC. We are on chapter Flower, Bad End. Remember how Gil got ripped away from us? I forgot about that. I forgot about this chapter. Actually, did this happen last time? Let's see. I don't remember this. This also apparently leads to a new SG. Did we get BB's second SG? I don't remember if we got that last time, did we? This might be new. Let's read this, because this is related to CCC. Subjectiveness, sound asleep. Objectiveness, up and active. Thus, before awakening, I'll sort out my memories. Verify my name. Takano Kishinami, no problems there. Verify the situation. This is a war, a battlefield on the moon. The Spiritron supercomputer, which has recorded all information since before mankind's creation, the Moon Cell. This is the stage of the Holy Grail War, where control of the Moon Cell is fought over. The prize for this war is the chance to have any wish granted. The vanquished receive death, the victor glory. The modern-day wizard, Magus, doesn't wield ancient dustbound magic, but instead utilizes cyber hacking. The participants are called masters, and each are bestowed with a servant, a battle proxy. The pair contend in the war to come out on top, but the death of the servant equates to the death of the Magus. Akano Kishinami is also a master who joined that battle. Alongside her servant, she overcame every master and proceeded to the ocean depths of the Seraph. However, unforeseen. 69 days. Glitch. Attacked by, in the far side of the moon, along dry storage. Cryptobiosis. Wake up. Due to censorship within this memory sector, it cannot be sorted. That was probably done with BB, right? Hiding our memories, right? You and I will re-verify the situation. Akano Kishinami was taken and held captive within the far side of the moon. She lost her memories and contracted a non-standard servant. After finishing her exploration, she successfully recovered her memories. On the 12th floor of the Sakura Labyrinth, she made contact with BB. Her future beyond that point is unknown. The above mentioned is Hakano Kishinami's present situation. The problem is, Hakano Kishinami, having recovered her memories, found she has no objective, unlike other masters. During the Near-Side's Holy Grail War, Hakano Kishinami had forgotten her memory of who she was before joining the Holy Grail War. As when the preliminaries shifted to the main battles, some trouble went down, and you sustained some trauma to your memory. Is what RT said. Someone I came to know during the Holy Grail War, Rin Tosaka. Okay. Who am I? For what purpose did I seek the Holy Grail? Hakano Kishinami has lost those definite reasons for existing. While having a vague self-definition, I was always fighting. Unless I fought, my life would be forfeit. But if not fighting didn't mean certain death, if I could keep existing without understanding, sure enough, maybe this means I have some reason to fight? Oh, is this the crawling like a baby part? Right, we did see this. Okay. Now, I don't know how much of this will be new then. Okay. Within the crowd, or rather within these recollections, feels like I heard a woman whispering, if watching a fragmented dream. I don't know. Okay, so I think... Gil? Is that you? Are you the woman whispering? Probably not. I think I'm going to skip ahead then, unless something new happens. I just forgot about this section. Okay, so we went through what we did. Julius sacrificed himself, and he did raise a good point, something that I didn't remember about. He did say, AI can't break on its own. Someone must have tampered with BB. We still haven't got to the bottom of that mystery. Anyways, it's Gil in his Zoot suit. There's Gilgamesh. This is great. He's alive and well. He didn't get blown away. Now the question is, how much does he remember of us? If this is like Tamamo, well, to be fair, you did turn around. And compared to the other servants, this is not much different than normal Gil. Gilgamesh is acting really strange. I'll calm myself down and start the conversation again.
聞いたことのない名前だ。だが確かに。いや、気の迷いだろうよ。この俺が記憶違いをすることなぞありえん。俺は生まれつき忘却のできない体だ。
Oh yeah, you definitely never forget anything. That's... Yep. Dude, even gods forget stuff. Come on.
妙に、お前の声は耳に馴染む。もしや何者かの転生した姿か。
Can you imagine if this drops the twist that we're actually like the reincarnation of Siduri or something?
何？転生ではなくマスター。貴様が俺と契約していた。それは面白い。あまりに愉快ゆえ手打ちするところだったぞ、雑種。
That's a top tier Gil laugh.
貴様の顔、口調、態度、どれをとっても俺という王を心得た反応だ。認めよう。確かにお前は俺を知っている。だが俺は貴様なぞ知らぬ。その目と耳に心地よい声に免じて無礼を一度のみ許そう。
Thanks. I like it when people compliment my voice.
だが次は控えよ。いかに怒りを失って今の俺でも流せぬものはあるのだからな。
Gilgamesh's words bring my thoughts to a full stop, and the shock is different from what happened in the previous space where I crawled around like a baby. Or a dog. Gilgamesh doesn't remember me. Doesn't remember how we met under that starry sky, how we made a contract with Hakuno Kishinami, how despite him insisting on being a spectator, he fought with me all the way up to this point. None of it. We'll go, remember, Gilgamesh! Unable to hold it in, I shout those words out. And then he kills me, and I have to reload my save. There's no change in Gilgamesh's expression. He really did forget about me. The instant I accepted it, a mysterious pain ran through my chest. I can't breathe. My vision turns pure white. I desperately endure the urge to yell, "Why?" Unbelievable. It's not Gilgamesh forgetting that gets me. Being this shocked that I would be forgotten by him is what I truly can't believe. This servant of his own accord stretched out his hand to me. Even by using all my command seals, all I was able to do was talk to him. He doesn't treat humans as human. He's an arrogant king. I made a contract with him, though I hardly understood him. He was my partner, who never in my wildest dreams would I imagine standing on equal terms with. That's why, though I may be forgotten, I don't feel an iota of sadness. I shouldn't be feeling anything, but I can't help but feel frustrated right now. I give Gilgamesh a glare that says, "Was that all it was worth?" I want to complain to him and say, "Was this all our battles until now amounted to?" Which means, before Hakuno Kishinami had even realized it, he's been placing trust in this servant. Maybe impossible at the moment, but in due time, I know I'll get the chance to. I want to understand this pompous servant. That's what I've been wishing.
敵意で俺を睨む輩は数知れぬが、目を潤ませて挑んでくる雑種は稀だな。
It is really funny that we are doing this with him in his suit. And I mean, until we get another outfit that doesn't cause it to sound like clang, 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 I don't think I'm changing back.
よい、その希少さに免じて狂言として聞くことにしよう。貴様は俺と契約した。 そのことを俺は忘れている。わずかではあるが、理屈は合う。俺も、ここしばらくの記憶を思い出せぬのだ。
Mr. My body never forgets. Yeah, what about
原
that?
因は、あれだろうがな。あの壁が見えるか？
Yep. Is that a labyrinth core? Why is such a thing here and it looks like Gilgamesh?
なぜあれがあるのか、ここはどこなのかは、俺が享受することではない。あれほど光り輝く姿は天上天下にただ一人。この俺以外にありえまい。だが、事実として俺はここにいる。
You say that as if you don't reincarnate into Japan at some point and make a bunch of candies for kids that are literally just lollipops of you? I mean, I guess you'd say, well, those are but a false visage for the children to try, you know? But still, half so. Okay.
早々に取り戻したいのだが、忌々しいことに、俺一人ではこの先に進めぬようだ。見たところ、貴様は自由のようだな。王と直接
Be nice if this gives you a big buff when we're done. Probably won't.
慎んで俺の助けになれ雑種。先に進み、道を開くがよい。
Gilgamesh is requesting to accompany me up to that wall. Without hesitation, I nod in agreement. I may not know what's going on, but it makes me happy that I can do things together with Gilgamesh. Also, to get to that wall, we may be able to recover Gilgamesh's memories.
ほう、やる気に満ちているではないか。使い勝手のいい犬は好きだぞ。
Can we not do the dog thing? I was literally just crawling around for years on the floor like a dog. In literally what called BB called her special dog space. Let's not do that. Okay. Hi, welcome back. Guess what? We can go faster. It's very useful. Wait, you're gonna talk though. You're gonna talk, I'm not gonna fast forward. Because then it makes the audio all crumby. I do like the music here a lot. Don't move, Hakuno. That's a trap to ward off grave robbers. It's not something you can endure. What am I getting so passionate about? You there. How grievous is your wound? I reply, I'm fine. The moment I tried to go past this point, a current of electricity ran through my body. I don't see anything that looks like a trap, though. What's going on? It's his organic current, rejecting spiritrons of other wavelengths, like what you humans call leukocytes. It attacks any harm that enters. Hi, BB. You're big, or you're far up. I can't tell. BB! Damn, she already caught up to us?
Oh?
I didn't expect a type of demon to appear as well. And the types don't get any more woman than hers. What? Okay. Okay, dude. You're merely projecting your consciousness from a different area, it seems, but it's enough to make me nauseous. State your business, woman. Yes, I'm unable to enter this place as I am, for this is a servant spiritron core, the inside of Gilgamesh's mind. Though my computational power is expanded, I can't read in this format. Sending my eyes and voice in like this is my limit. It's the inside of Gil's mind. It's like Rin and Randy, the chiseled sculpture over in that wall is Gil's true self. You're right, when Gilgamesh fell into the imaginary number space, a defense mechanism caused him to enter a hibernative state. To fend off the Spiritron collapse occurring 1 minute later, he stopped his own time. He's frozen, basically. That wall is your servant, protected from collapse by being frozen. The servant beside you is the instinct functioning to protect their true self. That there's your servant's initial state. Yeah, so basically, blank file without the memories of whatever current war we're in. And those are the memories there, and we want to put them together. So that's how it is. Indeed, that should explain why the ire within me is lacking. Then the me of that wall, as this mongrel claims, is the me which assisted her on some whim. So you're saying that if I awaken it, my memories I'd forgotten will return? If you can. Perhaps you'd like to approach it.
Hmm.
I haven't the desire to. Now that I've ascertained that this is my memory, there's no need to check the contents. Rather, I'll let it slumber as it is. I've assisted a mongrel such as this here. Even I must restrain my capriciousness. I'd say that's fair. You are instinct. That is reason. When reason awakens, instinct is suppressed. I'm sure you don't want to disappear. Please sit still and continue waiting within yourself for your next summoner. Of course, I suddenly got an idea. The situation is the same situation as the preliminary school building. Back then, I kept seeing dreams of the preliminaries. Gilgamesh right now may be in the same state as I was then. We just need to get him woke. Bailey said that his reasoning is asleep. So if I do the same thing Gilgamesh did back then, I'm sure that will. Ow! Stepped on a tack. Slow, aren't you? Beyond this point is an area with a Spiritron core. Any and all outsiders will be attacked. Without data protection or backup from the student council room, foreign elements will be promptly disassembled. Understand, Senpai? If you go past this point, you'll be treated as a virus and taken apart. I sent my voice here because it's a waste of resources to have my cheeky rebel destroy herself in a place like this. I've decided that while the student council members live, I'll use your life effectively. I'll make cautionary media out of you. So, since dying here won't leave a dead log, please don't die like a moron. Take this as a warning from me. Go any further and you'll die. Be good and turn back. Do so now and I'll let you back to the existing regions and return to the old school building. Okay? I created a gate the coordinates you were teleported to. Please use it to come back, Senpai. He disappeared. She can't intervene like she's done in the past because the space is a mental image of Gilgamesh. A surprisingly short journey. But alas, beyond is an electrified path of death. You can't proceed anyway. I'll return to my original location. As a reward for leading me here, I could accompany you to the entrance. Or will you continue ahead? If you wish for me to remember, there's no other way to do so, it seems. Bring it on. I've seen that single face one too many times, and it's got me going now. Wants to know what I'm going to do? No need to even think twice. Gilgamesh is up ahead, still sleeping. I'll take a big steppy. See? It's all good. Ow, maybe not. It seems the electric current changed from warning to attacking me. I was able to sense that from the current just now. One part of my body internally collapsed. That's a liver. That goes a whole liver. I understand the situation. I'm sure this is just speculation. Also, this isn't time to be resting. There's still a path up to Gilgamesh's slumbering core. Before my mind gets worn down by the pain, I need to get over there somehow. Alright. Please no more jump scares, please. Oh, I was more prepared that time. Yeah, well, screw you, buddy. Oh, forced walking. Oh. This whole section is good. Everything from the start of this chapter to, you know, the slow walk here. It's all extremely linear. And some would argue that's bad for an RPG you have to play a bunch of times. But it's still really strong. And the fact that you get different characters reacting each time, I think it's pretty good. Another part of my flesh internally collapses. I can't feel from my ankles down, but I still have the ability to move my legs. If I can move, then there's still no issue. We're even shutting up Gil. Even so, this still hurts. Way too much, I think. Gilgamesh says nothing. Maybe he never cared to begin with. Am I going this far for such a person? The more I think about it, the less I get it. Oh, slow walk. This is what happens when you like get shot in a not shot, but you get attacked in like a survival horror game, and then like your speed just becomes this. Good gameplay design. Yeah, we love it. Maybe it's just my imagination, but it's half as bright out now. It's just a little dark. My limbs are getting heavier. My limbs getting heavier is a problem, but if the lights go out, my fate may be sealed. In any case, it's getting hard to see Gilgamesh. Still got another 30% of me left. I can still make it. With this much and keeping balance of what's left in my head, I should just barely reach. Yeah, we got this, Gil. In fact, check this out. Time for a speed boost! Oh, that's my heart beating faster. Oh. My body suddenly got lighter. Apparently my abdomen completely vanished. Fortunately, my sense of pain isn't working very well. All I feel is disgust with the sense that I've become a skeleton monster. Hopefully I'm quicker on my feet as much as my body got lighter. Come on, though. I'm losing my cool. Servant there isn't saying anything to me. There he is, not even lifting a finger despite staring straight at me. And even words like, keep it up or quit it, don't come out of his mouth. And I kind of have a feeling that I'm starting to understand. I've been going so far to do this. I want to make him say thank you, even once. That's the dream. Alright, let's just go a little faster. Just a little, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. There it is. That's Gilgamesh's true form. He fell into the imaginary number space alongside Hakuno Kishinami and ended up frozen. This is his mind. If I could just free it. Of course, I know the reason why I reached this point. There's no reason to stake my life. There's no reason for Gilgamesh to nitpick about. If I can, I want to swap out this dangerous servant. For the longest time I thought I want to swap him out. But not anymore. I'm starting to trust him. I don't want to admit it, but I'm starting to think he's not so bad. I confess that there have been times I even respected him. I sense that his anger towards people hidden in his every word is just a thing. That's the sort of thing, the reason I'm moving forward for. He made a contract with me, so I can't allow it to be reneged halfway. I don't have the slightest intention of letting such a strong servant go. He's a fine partner. Despite me being an inexperienced master, he accompanied me without ever once abandoning me. That servant is necessary to me. We're gonna make it, we just gotta crawl. That is a dark filter. Good thing I currently have no light in my room for recording, and in doing so, the monitor is, no glare. That's the good thing. I would like it fixed because I do like to, not sit in darkness. I think it's one of the worst things that you can do, but would be nice. We'll see. Okay, we're making it. Slowly. Surely. We'll get there. Go a bit fast. Honestly, I'm pretty bad for using it when when I I use the fast forward. I abuse it. I do.
そこまでです。この先は最後のファイヤーウォール。絶対に進ませません。
But why? BB in an attack program.
せっかく封印したサーバントを解放されてはたまりませんから。あなたをここで排除します。
Can't dodge it. In a few moments, Hakuno Kishinami's Spiritron structure will be smashed into bits. Ah, there he is. The way he lands is so cool, actually.
なぜあなたが邪魔を？その人を野放しにすることはあなたにとって自殺行為のはずでしょ？
全くその通りだ。理性を解放すればこの俺は消える。あの雑誌はそれすら分かっていないだろう。考えなしにも程があるな。俺ですら罵倒を控えたほどだ。
Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is protecting me. He hasn't gotten to know Hakuno Kishinami, and this should be irrelevant to him, yet here he is.
俺は今もってそこな雑誌の言葉を信じてはおらん。 この俺が凡百の魔術師に応える道理はなく、この時代において俺の仕事はとうに意味をなさぬものだから。
ならどうして。
はっ、決まっていよう。俺に命を張るバカ者をこれ以上野放しにしておけるものか。
I like that rude and stupid, yeah.
俺を欲しはばかることなく己が正当性を歌う。その恥知らずな願い、高顔な純真をめでるのが俺の仕事だ。これほど浅ましい人間を俺が救わずして誰が救う。
Honestly, this is a moment where your like audaciousness is actually great. Like you're being so high and mighty is actually good for us.
最後に聞いておこう。雑種、名は何という。
I laugh. I knew it. You weren't paying attention to me at all. This time I made sure to tell him my name in a way he wouldn't forget.
そうか。では行くがいい。こたびの万有、見事であった。貴様ならばさぞ俺を楽しませるだろう。ではな。共に戦うと記した契約に基づき、己が剣を取り戻すのだ。
Gilgamesh encourages me on. I stretch out my now hollow hand out into the ether. Feel a defined shape in the palm of my hand. My disintegrating body and now disintegrating mind flow into the cold sculpture. Now what should I do? Such a doubt crosses my mind, I immediately shut it out with a dry laugh. I hardly need to think twice about what I should do. There's only one thing I can do. Yeah, as always. Please come, Gilgamesh! I call out that name as always. I get back my command spells because that'd be cool, but probably won't be that. Be nice, but probably won't. I'm trying to even remember if there's a point in the story where we meet them, though. God, he is just dashing through it. No, not the armor again. Now you're gonna clang.
そう声高に叫ぶな。十分に聞こえている。貴様は何というか。小物のくせに声だけはよく通る女よな。
It comes from speaking from the diaphragm. It's a skill anyone can learn. Oh, but what's with this appearance? Although you always look quite plain, you're looking shoddier than usual. That one just didn't get a voice line.
至らぬ契約者を盛り立てるのも仕事のうちだ。根性のみ、我が宝物を使うことを許す。この英雄王の
Oh, you're gonna let me pop Noble Phantasm? Is that what we're doing? Are you serious? After Gilgamesh calls to me, every one of my missing parts is restored. This space is a mental image of Gilgamesh. Hakano Kishinami was perceived as a foreign body until now. In this moment, I became foreign to him no longer. Yeah, I forgot that we get it now. I thought it came later. I thought it came when we... No, I'm thinking of the origin unlock thing. Right. That's what I'm thinking of. That's later.
ではさらにもう一つ、経典同地の展開を加えてやろう。もはや俺は傍観者ではない。BB、その真意はどうあれ、貴様はすでに俺の敵となった。
Gilgamesh, does that mean?
以前、これはお前の戦い。
Oh, yo, character development. To be fair, BB did make it kind of personal. Yeah. Nice. Yo, this is crazy. He's actually fully on our side. Do we get access to it right away? Babilyu? Oh, no way. What? No. There's no way it's that broken. What do you mean?
今日が乗ったぞ。下がっていろマスター。
What?
現象を語れ。元素は混ざる。固まる。万象を織りなす星を生む。
Yo. Whoa, this is better than Grand Order.
して敗せよ。エヌマ。エリス。
Yeah, it's very similar to what we've seen in Grand Order, because obviously the Grand Order one is based on this, but I do think there's elements of this which are better. Oh, wait, is it literally just a win button? Wait, that's excellent. You'll give me some candy later. Oh, your character has changed. About using a noble phantasm, can only be used once per battle, cannot be used right away. There's requirements? Okay. Watch it be requirement just at the start of battle. That'd be so funny. If he's just like, I could cheat, whatever. He is called the cheat character. So maybe his will just be, yeah, delete the opponent and you're done. Is the downside how long it takes?
投影が意識できない。覚えてなさい。
BB vanishes. Gilgamesh, who used to be Instinct, is also vanishing. Before me, I see Gilgamesh, whom I was separated from. After a very short time, or an extremely long time. After being separated, I'm back with Gilgamesh again.
なんだその冴えない顔は。だらしなく頬を
Please don't talk
緩
about
め
my
おって。
cheeks.
緊張の糸が切れたか。
Apparently, I'm grinning right now. I guess he's exactly right. This arrogant servant stated he would fight with me. Is there really any master throughout the entire Seraph that wouldn't be happy after hearing it?
たわけ思い上がるな。俺は地を治める王として BB めの暴走を正すと決めたに過ぎん。それがたまたま貴様の目的と一致しただけだ。貴様が俺の上につくなどありえぬわ。雑種。
Even so, I don't mind. We didn't even have trust in our relationship before, so to start having it now makes me happy and hopeful.
君の悪い女よ。まあよい。好きに笑っていろ。俺は目覚めるが、貴様はどうする？まだここにいるというのなら止めはせんが、一生このままだぞ。
I quickly reply, "That's ridiculous. We'll go back together." It's true that this isn't the time to be overjoyed. We need to get back to the old school as soon as possible and check to see if Rin and the others are okay.
そうか。では目を閉じ心を空にしろ。貴様の心を外界に叩き返す。しばし時間のかかる旅だ。その間、せいぜい気を休ませるのだな。
Consciousness contracts and expands. Along with my consciousness, there's a course that seems to be shifting into another world. My soul detaches from my body and from the world. I'm transferring to the space where Hakano Kishinami belongs, to the dimension I'm tuned to. Midway, my mind calmly considers what happened until now and the future from this point on. Leo was defeated and Julius took his leave. That's a way to say it. Yep, sure. BB's power was too overwhelming. Beating Lancer and the alter ego wasn't enough to resolve our dilemma. Were we really ever capable of winning against someone with the privileged skill of that caliber? No. We have to win. This dilemma isn't exclusive to us anymore. Phoebe's goals are clearly insane. If she ends up gaining control of the moon cell, then human civilization, or perhaps the Earth itself, may meet its demise. To stop BB no matter what. That's precisely the last order Leo entrusted me with. Alright, so now we're on to... I forgot about this little side chapter. There is a... Yeah, we're on the proper chapter 5. I have no idea how much of this is gonna now be back to sort of the story, because now we're back to, hey, guess what? Yeah, one more time with Elizabeth.
女の話をしよう。どうせ食べるのなら丸ごとがいいと女は思った。支配者にして処刑人、調理人にして毒味役、美食を重ねること数百人、堪能、溺愛、泥酔、絶頂。不死だらな食事のつけは頭に生えた異形の角。だがまあ、そう珍しいことでもない。美しい少女を貪るのは人間どもの本能だ。
All right. Is Gil gonna talk to us? Is he gonna be like, hey, what's up? We got back. When I came to, I was in front of the cherry blossom tree. All right, yes, now we're sort of back into normal stuff. Zabico's glad you made it back in one piece. Hey, it's everyone. All right, yeah. I'm gonna skip ahead till we're at the new stuff.
待て。
Okay, we're back. So Rin's candid advice was correct. You appear healed on the exterior, but you're extremely weary on the inside. Clear your mind and sleep. I'll have to allow you to use the bed. Oh my god, this characterization is crazy. It was yours to begin with. Is he tsundere? I think he's tsundere. God, you and Rin would make the best team. Though Gilgamesh tells me, then I practically collapse, placing my body onto the bed. The bedding feels soft, but my ability to think is slowly waning. Right, we think about our friends who are now dead. Yeah, we think about them. That's fine. I'm just here for the new Gil content.
ほう
Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry. Is that what precisely we could recognize as a god? Not necessarily so. What you regard as a god is not omnipotent. No perfect thing exists throughout the entire universe anyways. If there were, I would have to say it may be me, but that's a given. I don't need to explain the difference between omnipotence and perfection. Even if she really is a god of the moon cell, a flaw or deficiency is certain to appear. You humans must ascertain her weak point. Toss away any foolish sense of duty you may have. Shamefully struggle away as you do, mongrel. You'll find a chance at the very end. In any case, that's all you're capable of. Fight as you see fit, lose as you see fit. I listened to his voice, which was brimming with confidence, and then my lips involuntarily curled into a smile. Despite the fact that what Gilgamesh is saying is unreasonable, it mysteriously eases my emotions. With extreme arrogance, he instructs me to do something obvious. Do what you can do. I'm being dumb, worrying this much over whether his argument is valid or not. My eyelids close out of relief. I finally have the big sleepy, for the first time in a bed in a long time. But never forget, our contract was formed in the far side of the moon. Upon returning to the near side, our contract will terminate. When that happens, you're destined to be visited by an inescapable death. Will you return to the near side, or remain in the far side? That choice belongs to you alone. Always bear that in mind. He's caring about us, man. He is. That's crazy. Now my question is that gonna happen? Are we just gonna die? Maybe. Anyways, Twilight, student council room, Leo's dead. Anything special? Let's go there and do the thing. We go to the student council room. Also looking at things to do. Alright, so. Explore the dungeon? No, we're not going to do that yet, because we still have other things we can do while we're here. So, I'm not letting that girl die. If I never talk to her, she never dies. It's excellent. First off, is there a new costume? Yeah, that's Devil's Luck. We read this. We read this, buddy. Okay. Anything new? No, nothing new there. Mystic codes. I think again, we kind of. I bought a lot of them, but I don't think I need any of those. I can buy some more. Let's see here. Reishu. Let's buy some more Reishu because that's useful. Also, again, we gotta spend money. That's a whole thing. So let's head though to the library because here we should have, yes. It's been a while since I've stood before this bookshelf, and naturally what I want to know about is Gilgamesh. In that imaginary number ocean, Gilgamesh declared that we would fight together. To help meet his expectations for me as his master, I want to study his legend. I pulled the Epic of Gilgamesh off the bookshelf and opened it up to the page I had previously stopped on. There was a second sticky note in it that wasn't there before. My carefree Morn of a senpai. If you wish to read further, then please be the empty-headed, eager youth you are and foolishly make that gas-guzzling AUO spam his skills. Yours truly, the Little Bean Imp. That's definitely going to drain his MP. We've been fighting together for a while now, and I'm sure you've skills many times. As I think all this to myself, I turn the page. It opens. With the reading restriction lifted, deeper portions of the legends are available to me. The middle of the book talks about Gilgamesh's adolescence, being a tyrannical king who obtained every treasure there is, the one and only person in his life he considered a friend, an adventure unimaginably grand and a farewell that concluded it. I got absorbed in reading and eventually reached a page that I couldn't open. Unfortunately, it looks like this is all there is for today. I reluctantly put the epic back on the bookshelf. For now, let's return to my room and put this legend together into a matrix. More matrix is related to another one of his SGs. Review the matrix carefully. Let's do that. Hey, bud. I read more of your story. Also, I need you back in the outfit, buddy. I'm sorry. You're getting into it. Pause it. Gil. Yeah, please put this on. I need this outfit. It is just, not only is it better, just the lack of clangs, man. Anyways, information matrix. Let's see here. So, we got their Noble Phantasm. Oh, they kept it there. Oh, okay, we got all these now. Enema Elish. Gilgamesh's final noble phantasm exemplifying creation, the beginning of everything. Bearing the name of a god from Mesopotamian mythology, causing the severance of space, the sword of rupture, Ea. God Ea is believed to be the quasi-deification of the power of the planet that turned, smashed, stabilized the surface of the earth in its primordial stages, scouting gases and seas of magma. Most gods begin building nations after primordial earth stabilized into a world that could sustain life, but Ea was God who built the planet before them. Gilgamesh's sword bearing Ea's name alters space itself by agitating space-time through rotation of 3 gigantic layers of force fields. Its true power is not something to be used against a single lifeform, but against the world. Even among the many noble phantasms possessed by servants, it's one of the best, the sword that cut the world apart. Yep, it's crazy. Another name for Gil, the King of Heroes. Not as in a king who is a hero, but the implication being king over heroes. Yeah, not the hero king, but the king of heroes. Yeah. The story of Gilgamesh, mankind's oldest hero, was replicated in the myths of countries all around the world. The origin of all myths the model heroes are based on. Referring to him as such would not be an exaggeration. Heroes of the various mythologies were all more or less derived from the legend of Gilgamesh. As such, Gilgamesh is possessed as the prototypes of the noble phantasm these heroes carry. The original treasures from before their legends were arranged. Perhaps it's a paradox. Unless Gil owns the original, it cannot be passed down as a noble phantasm to those that were later derived from him. Not necessarily. I think there's definitely some that he wouldn't have as technology changed, right? Definitely the heroes of antiquity, but modern heroes, like, there's no way that he has the noble phantasm of, like, let's say, Thomas Edison, you know? There's a time where humanity was still few in number, ruling his kingdom and living in luxury as he saw fit, gathering all the treasures of the world into his treasury. In that treasury held the originals of treasured swords that later served heroes and cursed swords that took lives of heroes. Herein lies the reason Gilgamesh is the king of heroes. Originally, a hero would only have a single noble phantasm. Owning unlimited numbers of them would naturally incline the legend those heroes are weak against, being impossible for the average hero expert to contend with him. As a heroic spirit, he is absolutely indomitable in battle against other heroic spirits. There may be another number of heroes who hold the title of king, such as the King of Knights and the King of Conquerors. That's all Fate Zero there. But there is only one man in the world under heaven and earth with the name the absolute king of all heroes. Friend. As a young man, Gilgamesh's violent disposition only grew. Naturally, the people of Uruk, but even the gods who dispatched him were greatly perplexed by his violence. Gilgamesh not fulfilling his original purpose, that insolent creature needs something to punish him. With that conclusion, the gods sent a single being to the surface. Their name was Enkidu, made by a god and given her blood, just like Gilgamesh. They neither had sex nor a fixed form. Shaped from clay by a god, Enkidu was Uruk's greatest weapon, able to change their will. According to that god's, their mother's will, Enkidu confronted Gilgamesh before the Temple of Uruk. Clashing like a storm, they fought throughout the city. After a fierce battle, they both collapsed to the ground, praised each other's valor, and became good friends. Peerless friends. For Gilgamesh, who'd been without equal, it was the first time he found someone he could call a friend. Afterwards, though his egotism didn't change, Gilgamesh was admonished by Enkidu and softened his tyranny. Gilgamesh, who had someone who understood him in Enkidu, defeated the Forest Guardian and the Beast of God Humbaba, took possession of every treasure as the greatest king of Earth. At that time, Gilgamesh was so dazzlingly powerful he was in existence that not even the gods could avert their eyes from. A goddess fell in love with that Gilgamesh. It was the goddess of fertility, Ishtar. She proposed to Gilgamesh, but he quickly refused. He knew that how much Ishtar was a whimsical and brutal witch who broke men. Boy, yeah. Ishtar, enraged by Gilgamesh's insult, begged her father, Anu, in tears for retribution, and released the greatest divine beast, the Bull of Heaven, onto the earth. Gugulana, the Bull of Heaven, was an extreme disaster, a skyscraping disaster clad in storms. When it appeared, a 7-year famine and destruction struck the earth. In other words, the downfall of Uruk. Against this unrivaled divine beast, Gilgamesh and Enkidu worked together to fight it and repelled it splendidly. The goddess had lost face once again. Naturally, Ishtar's rage wasn't calm, so she requested of the gods the death for either of the two. For a mortal to kill the beast of the gods was a sin. Ishtar's wish was granted, and one of the two, Enkidu, created by the gods and unable to defy that decree, slowly weakened and died. The sole person who understood that king, Enkidu, just how large a shadow this loss cast over Gilgamesh is told in the rest of his life afterwards. Enkidu was an autonomous weapon made from the clay of the gods. In Seraph terms, or something like an AI, I guess. Being complete from birth, they neither grow nor evolve. All able to take various forms as needed, said their usual form was that of a 16-year-old. Uh-oh! Boy, I've seen so much lewd artwork, not of my posting, but we got people on our Discord who definitely enjoy posting rather sultry look. But okay, well, no, I disagree. What do you mean Wait, I was gonna say, what do you mean a 16-year-old? Because they're meant to be based on, like, they took the body of the prostitute who died in the forest? Oh, no, that also tracks. Oh, okay. Old world, you know how it was. Anyways, with long hair shining a faint light green, unable to be taken as a boy or a girl. Yep. Enkidu might be the second most non-binary character in Fate, if not for Saber of Samurai Remnant. That one takes the cake. Golden rule. Not the golden ratio of one's body, but how much money one is able to acquire at rank A, could be described as a soul of gold. Even while living in the high life in a goldy manner, he won't ever want for money in his life. Collector EX, the ability to collect high-quality items. It's good luck for frequently obtaining even rare items, but since it only applies to Gil, it does not benefit his master. Gil's a collector of treasures. Collect all the treasures of this earth is what Gilgamesh likes to say, but it's not a metaphor. He collected, stored, and sealed away a sample of all the technology developed during his age. That's the key word. Rather than just treasure, what Gilgamesh stored away was the essence of human ingenuity himself. If it's not in his treasury, then it's something made by a new humanity through an entirely new concept, or by intelligent life from another celestial body, one of the two. So of course, he has airplanes and submarines. Oh, what? Okay. Human desires haven't changed much from AD. Do we really have to say Anno Domini, the Christian era? Do we have to say that? And arts from the age of magic weren't inferior to modern technology. People usually realize the tools of hope they dream of, and each time it ended up confiscated by the... Oh, wait, so then he has like a PS5? Frick, okay. The attack skill Gilgamesh uses Gate of Babylon ejects the treasures to collect like arrows. The gates of the Golden Capital open, and his treasures are shot out from his treasury. As a side note, after Noble Phantasm is shot out or used, they return to his treasury no matter how far they went. I have a Noble Phantasm that excels at retrieval, says the person himself. Still got the one left there. Okay. Are we going to talk about Enkidu? Hey, dude. Suddenly, my vision dazes and grows dark. It's like I'm suffering from anemia. Probably due to the fatigue I accumulated from our exploration of the labyrinth.
顔色はそうでもないが、バイタルが低下しているな。
Whoop, didn't mean to press the screenshot button.
迷宮で倒れられても面倒だ。しばし休んでいけ。俺は構わぬ。
The way he said it stung, but it's also rare for Gilgamesh to show concern for my well-being. I responded to the king's whimsical remark with an all right before I lay down in my bed. The moment I laid down, I quickly became sleepy. It seems I was exhausted to my very core. I surrendered myself to a despondency that seems to wash over me. This is but a brief respite from my reality of constant battle. Let's have a deep dream, even if only for a little while. Oh, we're gonna dream about Enkidu, I bet. We're gonna dream about Enkidu. Watch this. Yes! I was born out of a lump of earth, shaped out of clay by the hands of gods. I was created as a tool which can transform into limitless things. I woke in the wilderness. The first sight I beheld was of the sprawling land in the sky. Then I saw a towering fortress city in the distance. Suddenly I heard a far-off call. It wasn't my mother's finger or my father's rebuke that roused me. Curious about that call, I lifted my heavy eyelids. I had just awoken, but I was not rational. My father was the king of the gods, Anu. My mother was the goddess of creation, Aruru. They bestowed me with great power, but they were unable to breathe into me a soul. For that reason, for a few years after I woke, my life consisted merely of dashing across the plains alongside the beasts. However, I had an objective. When my mother created me, she had given me a mission. Oh, Chain, bring the linchpin back to us. Again, they call it the wedge in FGO instead of linchpin. Both work. However, I had no soul within me. All I could do was live in the wild. I lacked human will. I was in bliss, simply running across the plains with the animals day in and day out. I wasn't complete, but I wasn't missing anything either. However, occasionally I would stop and look out over at that far-off fortress. From across the wild, someone was calling. Whose voice is that, I wonder? It's not my father's, it's not my mother's. I felt like someone very different was calling me. Lamenting over me and my lack of rationality, my father gave me a woman. To me, someone who had never seen a mirror, the humanoid served as a good teacher to help me know myself. I learned wisdom and reason. She taught me of how heaven and earth work. A soul was breathed into me, one that helped me carry out the mission previously created for me. Enkidu. And thus, I had spoken my name for the first time. In that moment, my world transformed into something extremely simple. My role, my mission, I must impart the god's ire unto the arrogant Gilgamesh. My heart fluttered with joy. I dashed through the wilderness like a meteor. My reason for being created, my reason to risk my life, to deliver divine retribution to a puppet created by the gods just like me. When I found him, he was still young. Unlike me, he seems to grow. Unlike me, human blood is mixed within him. He's still in his childhood. Until he becomes an adult, I can't compete with him. Unless we fight on equal terms, it won't count as admonishment. That's true, actually, right? If you're just... Okay. I was gonna say, like, if you kill someone as a kid and you're not a kid, then, like, you're not... Then that's just, like, bullying. That's not like you're not actually showing punishment for their actions, right? And I was gonna say that, then I thought about, no, I'd still kill baby Hitler if baby Hitler was put in front of me. I would. If you know what they do, right? I think that's different, though, because you know what they do. The future isn't set yet, right? And so, I gazed upon this fortress city. I hear the call coming from the inside there. I kept my impatience in check and counted the days as he grew up. As a child, he possessed an outstandingly kingly disposition, more so than anyone else in the world. He was tolerant, thoughtful, fair, and had morals. Everyone walking down the streets would praise him. They were captivated. They saw in him the ideal boy king. Arrogance? I can only think that the gods had been mistaken. The child Gilgamesh had no shortcomings worthy of admonishment. If there was any problem, it was only with the fact that while he showed respect for the gods, he was not obedient to them. Years passed by and the boy grew into a young man. I came to acknowledge the god's apprehension. In the few years that passed, he became a different person. Dictatorship, tyranny, coercion, levies, prosperity wholly out of self-interest. The people of Uruk grieved. Why has it come to this? The gods were puzzled. We didn't anticipate it to this degree. However, I could understand, painfully so, the reason behind his sudden change. He had been born with a conclusion. He was a lone being, neither god nor human. Having gained traits from both, his perspective was too broad, too distant. Even the gods couldn't understand the things he set his eyes on. His excessive strength brought him forth excessive solitude, yet he had never abandoned his position as the king. He had never deserted the mission he was charged with. What a powerful ego. He earnestly respected the gods and loved man. The conclusion was that he chose to walk a path where he despised the gods and loathed man. There's no way, Enkidu's voiced. We met before the building where sacred marriages were held. Oh, you mean the place where he would see the marriage before the marriage and be like, I'm gonna sleep with the man and the husband before the marriage? Okay. That's right. By my hand I shall reform your hubris. I should have said solitude instead of hubris, but I couldn't bring myself to do so. I didn't want to injure his pride. Our battle lasted several days. I was a spear, an axe, a shield, a beast. I could transform into limitless things. Against me, he mustered all the strength he possessed. He had encountered someone equal to him for the first time. Was it surprise or anger? During the battle, he took his prized treasures in hand. For him to bring out his stored treasures, precious as they were, was likely nothing less than humiliating to him. Initially, he did so out of necessity. He was cornered. Yet in the end, he had fun freely adding in more of his treasures. Finally, who had won the battle? He had at least emptied his last stores, and I lost 9/10 of my clay. I couldn't even make clothes for myself. I must have looked seedy. He looked at me with wide eyes, let out a roaring laugh, then fell onto his back. I too fell to the ground and took a deep breath. To tell the truth, I could have only gone one more round. I don't understand what he truly meant by that even now. Did he want to say, let's call it a draw? Or maybe this was so foolish that there should only be one corpse. Regardless, I heard his words, then followed his lead and collapsed as he did. I even thought it was like a mirror. Do you regret having to use your treasures? For some reason I asked this. So said Gilgamesh in a cheerful voice. From that point on, I traveled with him. The days seemed to race by. He still had his usual collector's mindset, but he had learned to use what he had every now and then. It's one of my few achievements. There was a monster named Humbaba. We joined our powers and defeated him. I asked him something. Why did he decide to defeat Humbaba? He had no such mission from the gods to do so. On the other hand, I didn't think it was for the benefit of the people of Uruk. Why? I asked further. The people of Uruk suffer under his tyranny. Why would he care for the
不
people?
思議ではないだろう。俺は人間の守護者として生まれたものだからな。この星の未来を築くのが王の役目だ。
As he said so, his gaze was extremely far off. So far off that I couldn't understand what he was looking at despite being created the same way he
守
was.
護にも種類があろう。守ることだけが守護ではない。時には北風も必要だろうよ。
At that moment, I understood him completely. I see. So basically, you value the path of discernment. He laughed shyly. He had a refreshing smile on his face, the one from his childhood he would occasionally show to me. I came to understand why he preferred solitude. The path he chose to walk was one he had to walk alone. He said he was protecting the act of looking off into the distant future. If he has to despise the gods and hate humans to do so, then the king must be alone. The more he liked the people's futures, the less relevant he was in them. The one who judges is also the one who reaps, and all the kings gets back is results. The glorious course these results give birth to is something not even he, someone superior to humans, must intervene in.
結果はつまらぬ織物になりそうだが、そうすると決めた以上、最後まで付き合うさ。
He bragged, unable to endure it. And unable to endure it, I spoke up. I'm a tool. There's no need for you to judge me. I can continue being by your side until the world ends.
あわけ。
I think the look of relief on his face was something I'd never seen then or
良い
since.
か。それは、というのだ。
He went on. As he did, I heard words as precious as stars. This was the moment where I truly had a self. This will be the last story. Talks broke down between Gilgamesh and the goddess Ishtar. We fought against the bull of heaven that Ishtar unleashed. This story is about my final moments. Using that weapon, Gilgamesh drove away the bull of heaven, broke apart the dark clouds cast over the world, and saved the land from being flooded. As punishment for defying the gods, I was to be turned back into a lump of earth. He fervently embraced that lump of earth. Me.
許さぬ。なぜお前が死ぬ？罰が下されるのなら、それは俺であるべきだ。すべては俺のわがままではないか。
Oh, I've never heard him like this. The sky still cries. Unable to see, I make him a suggestion. You needn't be sad. I'm a weapon, but a glint among your many treasures. In time, greater treasures than myself will come to you. I was never worth your tears, nor was I ever a reason to shed them. That's right. I was a weapon, a tool. Unlike him, despite being a child of the gods, Gilgamesh was a hero who continued to defy his birth. He had a soul from the very beginning. He was born with free will. A true being unlike myself. I was expendable. He had real worth. He shined as a star would. I admired him for that. Despised him all the same. We were created by the same father. Why were we such different
価
creatures?
値はある。唯一の価値はあるのだ。俺はここに宣言する。この世において、俺の友はただ一人。ならばこそ、その価値は未来永劫変わりはしない。
Oh man. I was a weapon. Weapons are to be replaced every generation. My worth, my mystique existed only in this era. At the cost of being alone forever, he made me something else. I remember what he said at that time. What he said when I declared that I was a tool.
共に生き、共に語らい、共に戦う。それは人でも道具でもない。友というのだ。エルキドゥ。
Ah, how sinful he was. He knew his weaknesses, but wouldn't change them. He knew his strengths, but wouldn't flatter them. No one understood him. His greatest sincerity came in feigning ignorance. Across this man's pride, I left an all-healing wound. The rain gradually let up. I'm returning to my original form, a lump of earth from the wilderness. All that remained of the king was his roar, and with it, he cried like the thunder. My records end here. I'm a regret which has already vanished. From here on, it's your future. You, unlike me, are human. Let this be your story. That's why I want to ask you a few things now. Do you still love humans? Do you still remember your friend's name even now? That mistake you made in that distant era. Have you already overcome it? There's definitely some info that got added to that as the lore went on, but like, yeah, wow, that's it. That's the backstory, huh? I squint from the light. It seems I was having an old dream. Oh. I happen to look up and see Gilgamesh pressing his eyelids with his fingers. Seems like he dozed off too. Maybe that dream rubbed off on me because I called out to him quite casually. Get any sleep?
そのようだ。俺も多少疲れていたらしい。取るに足りぬ懐かしいものを見た。
A bitter smile on his face. Gilgamesh's voice is lacking in his usual pressure. Think about it, there's something I heard about. Masters and servants who form contracts are mentally linked, and when they're unconscious, when they're sleeping, they sometimes share memories. I'm not sure, but I think that dream just now was related to Gilgamesh's friend. Maybe he had been experiencing the same dream I had. As I have this thought, I unintentionally start to speak. I have to ask. Hakano Kishinami, his contractor, asks him... This is interesting. These are interesting ones. I'm gonna be careful about these. Is it true? Does Gil love humans? That face is still so funny. Uh-oh, Gilgamesh stiffened up. He looks horrified, but it's not. I see the King of Heroes got caught off guard and is left confused. Okay, I'm gonna see. Do they all lead to the same thing? Okay. Oh. Okay, so they are different. Okay, so we'll see these here. Right? Why are you sweating, buddy?
今まで何を見てきたのだ。俺が人間をどう見ているかなど、貴様の扱いから身に染みていよう。分かりきったことを俺に問うな。
He got mad out of desperation. He's acting like a sulking child who's lost for words, and look at how he treated you and figure it out. If I were to do as he said, it would be obvious as to what his stance on humans is. Okay, then that's the end there. Alright, so load state. Let's see this one. Do I resemble your friend? Yeah.
お前のような間抜けに似た知識など、俺の過去には一人たりとも存在せぬわ。貴様はただ一人の貴様だ。そのようなくだらぬことをいちいち俺の下に乗せさせるな。
He flatly laid it all out to me. However, I get the sense that there was some affection in his words. You resemble no one. You're the one and only Hakano Kishinami. Those words just made me really happy. Okay, so that one's there. Yeah, you can tell when it's the reload. All right, what do you remember that friend's name?
その友。何を言い出すかと思えば、その友だと？勘違いをしているようだな。
Oh, are you gonna say it's not that friend? It is your one and only friend?
俺が見ていたものは天の王子との戦いだ。友の夢などではない。
Well, because maybe you're something more.
そもそも俺に友などめったにいるものか。いたとしても名前など忘れていよう。もう口にすることはできぬのだからな。
Gilgamesh spat out his words with displeasure. However, his voice didn't even have the smallest trace of anger in it. I can no longer speak it. That reply alone tells me plenty about whether Gilgamesh remembers his friend's name or not. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
では休息もここまでだ。行くぞ。そして断っておくが、俺が見ていたのは我が半生の奇跡だ。生を受け、生を終えるまでのな。
That's interesting. You're calling that half your life.
初めは神を認め人を守った。幼年期を終え、成人してからは神を憎み人を好んだ。それだけの夢を見たに過ぎん。 仮にお前が俺の記憶を垣間見たとしても、それは貴様の主観。俺の真実とは程遠い。それをわきまえることだ。
Saying this, Gilgamesh leaves ahead of me. I also hurry out of bed and run after his golden back. That's right. The dream I just had can't have been from Gilgamesh's perspective. It wasn't his or Hakano Kishinami's dream, it was somebody else's. However, the words spoken within that dream were undoubtedly true. Your worth won't degrade, not for all eternity. That's the one thing the aloof king said that I'll remember, along with the owner of that dream. Sorry to say, but your dream of wishing to be abandoned doesn't seem like it'll come true. That was good. That was really good, actually. Chains of Heaven obtained. Someone else to talk about? What's up? Alright, yeah, because we're doing the Elizabeth chapter again. She cut the corner off spears. That's solid. That's solid. Are you actually saying that there is a value in a hungry man instant dinner? God bless.
聞いているのか。何やら深刻な顔つきだが、手抜き調理にトラウマでもあったのか。
After Gilgamesh says that, I realize that I had my head hung down this whole time. Oh yeah, I didn't think about defeating Elizabeth. Not doing so would be disrespectful to Leo and Julius. For their sake, I need to do everything I can as the new president. Oh, we got the armband back too.
新会長の重責か。ボンプの身で群れを率いるのは確かに肩の重いことよ。であればこう考えよ。我らの肩には
Great. That's gonna make things so much easier. Thanks, dude.
人類の命がかかっていると。そうなれば気は楽だぞ。何しろ貴様が敗北した瞬間、貴様を責める者も全て消え去るのだ。気持ちよく戦い、気兼ねなく敗北できよう。全てを背負うとはすなわち、自らのみで世界と相対すること。悩むことはない。この世全ての命に対して全ての悪になればいいのだ。お前を罰するのはお前のみだ。
What? Everything in the world? That's absurd, dude. That's way too big a scale. Unlike the Golden King of Heroes, I can't handle that.
そうか。誰にも責められぬ高みより多くに問われる低さを良しとするか。まあ、貴様らしい平凡さだ。では、小物らしく頭を悩ませ
Call
な
me
い。
a peon. I don't want to be peed on.
責任ではなく攻略についてな。三度目とはいえ、竜の娘は手強いぞ。
I'm gonna worry about something. I shouldn't worry about what I can do, but rather what I must do. Sounds like that's what Gilgamesh wants to tell me. Geez, I wish he would explain it in simpler words. I hide my face, now grinning. Before the king gets displeased with me, move over to my corner of the room, which is becoming my usual spot. Let's refocus. First thing to do is defeat Elizabeth. Also this Lancer, an anti-hero, fits in well in the far side of the moon. She can levy magical energy endlessly. Don't let your guard down. Okay, dude. Sounds good. Will do. We might have a scene before we go. But first off, let's check this here. Oh, he's going to be more naked. That's fine. Chains of Heaven. That which symbolizes Gilgamesh's childhood represents his battle with a friend that was equal in their adventures. The one and only tale in this entire world that values will never change for all of eternity. Okay, what else do we have for you? Wait.
さらにあえて言うなら、68キロ前後であろうよ。言っておくが、贅肉はないぞ。
Okay.
また俺は生まれてこの方太った
Oh,
ことはない。
not even as a baby?
ためになったな、雑種。
Freaking buff baby.
そうだな。人として答えるのなら、我が都、ウルクだろうよ。万有だ。どのような時代であれ、都市をそぞろ歩くのはやめられんな。ま、レベル1になるまで眠っていたのだが。
I'm so curious about these options. They're gonna be so stupid. They're gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be so stupid. Okay, anyways. Yeah, we might be able to get an Anderson's thing here too. So I think we need to go to... I don't know if it's now or later that we want to look for the little match girl. Oh, right here. Fairy tales and picture books line the shelf. Oh yeah, I remember that I'm in the middle of gathering Anderson's Matrix. What shall we read this time? My gaze wanders and I come upon The Little Match Girl. This is Anderson's masterpiece if I recall correctly. The night of New Year's Eve, snow fell over the cold street. A poor little girl was out barefoot selling matches. Since it was cold, the little girl struck the matches. In doing so, a warm stove, a feast, and a lavish Christmas tree shone over each flame then faded away. In the final flame appeared her beloved grandmother who embraced the little girl. The little girl smiled, then she froze to death. This tale continues to be adored all throughout the world, despite being such a bad end. There's something that this writer, with his complex personality, puts into the little girl's death that definitely touched somebody's heart. This really is amazing, Anderson. Feeling kind of impressed, I borrow The Little Match Girl. Maybe if I use this as a conversation starter, he'll tell me more old stories about himself. He's gonna look at this and go, no, please, no. Hey, bud. I take out my copy of The Little Match Girl I got from the library and start talking to Anderson. The book is one of the most famous fairy tales in the world. I don't know if I'd call it a fairy tale. I feel like I would call it a fable, yes, but not a fairy tale, right? I feel like fairy tales are older than that, right? Maybe a nursery? But it's not like a nursery rhyme. I don't know. I feel like fairy tale doesn't fit for it, but I have no doubt that bringing up this topic will light up even Anderson's a lot. That doesn't really work, his face. Anderson? You really do go out of your way. I didn't think anyone these days read worn classics anymore. Still, I have nothing to say about that book. The content is as you read it. The ending is as written. Has there ever been a greater waste of time? Makes me want to hurl. Hey, how about I tell you about my noble phantasm instead? Anderson? And I don't want to hear it, pacifist. I may loathe people, but I treasure my readers. That's why this dope of a voracious reader deserves a fitting reward. Here, take this, Hakuno. It's information about a useless noble phantasm anyway. It's my final lip service to you. Thank you. He actually revealed the matrix of his noble phantasm to me. Let's see, a story just for you. It has the power to turn someone into their ideal self? Yeah. Not suited for battle, as you can tell. I positively do not fight. I just sit alone in my room and write stories. Though I don't do so much these days. The world has gone to hell, a depraved and mediocre one. Not many people worth writing about. That's why ever since I became a servant, I've had to earn extra money by making fan fiction. Not as an improv shijin, but an improv doujin. Ow! Really? Incredible. I blinked and Miss Kiara bonking Anderson on the head. Did you just do like a flicker fist? Like, how did you do it so far? No more, Anderson. Keep your vulgar activities to yourself. Being your master, people will start to question my dignity. Yeah, could you imagine your dignity not being dignified? Miss, I had sex with so many people that they formed a cult around my pussy. Hakuno, please, that's enough for today. I may be a pacifist, but a noble phantasm is still a master's trump card. I kindly ask that you don't tell others about this, okay? Well, let's go check it out. Not that I haven't used this a bunch in FGO, because he's really good in that game. Not for combat, as they say, right? But for this. So is that everything then? Yeah, it's Machen mein Leben. Yes, a story just for you. The unpolished manuscript of Anderson's autobiography, The Fairy Tale of My Life. To Anderson, who said the majority of what I write are projections of myself, Fairy Tale of My Life is a record of Anderson's way of life, which he compiled as the supreme annotation of all of my works. To put it another way, it serves as a core manuscript on the author Anderson's other self, his alter ego, though to a writer, everything they write is another self. Every individual page of the book takes the mana provided by the people who love the author known as Anderson, taking the shape of the world of the Anderson the reader see, and can take action by becoming that other self. But it's not it's not the true worth of the noble phantasm. Just as the writer produces a story by wiping the book clean and starting over from scratch, it becomes possible to raise a single person to a single main character. The effect, the degree of growth, increases the farther the manuscript progresses. With only a few pages, only a few coincidences may appear, but with all the pages, in the event the manuscript is complete, its subject will reach their greatest form, just as they had imagined. That's interesting. At a glance, it may look like an omnipotent noble phantasm, but Anderson's deeply rooted, gloomy philosophy, there's no finale that brings happiness to humans besides death, resigned that there's no way everything turns out well. The author's pride will not permit convenient developments, won't allow someone to attain their ideal form so easily. Of course, the quality of the story also depends on Anderson's motivation. Essentially, it's impossible to attain the person's ultimate form without a subject that ignites considerable passion in him. Blank page. Wait. Hold up, because it said, wait, right? Where was it here? Right? The true worth is by starting it from scratch. Anderson? Who are you writing from scratch? Is that everyone's? I think we have everyone's information now. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, except for his, of course, yeah. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, there is still quite a bit for us to do this chapter, but we got done a lot with new content. This one's quite new filled, right? So I say let's hit that save here, and I think, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure this is the final, like, normal chapter? No, because then we got Melt's chapter, right? Never mind. Okay. Cool. Thank you all for watching, though, and we will see you next time for some more Fate Extra CCC, where we do all of this chapter in one, probably, with a bunch of new events and stuff, too. So we'll see you then, guys. Ciao. Yo.